Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, I will be beginning painting this thing. I probably won't be painting that much, but I'll go with that later.
Let me see this. This is the Wizkids. I forget the Nolzers, I think it is. Magnificent, marvelous miniatures, Clockwork Dragon. And as you can see, we already gave it a base coat, Rust-Oleum Bright coat, metallic finish, silver. We want to keep the shine to it, so he's going to have to be careful where he touches. This is the same paint we used for Bulbo. Many of you recall way back in the beginning when we got our Dungeons and Lasers.
I still don't think that paint job was that good.
Well, you know, you can always
but that's just because I couldn't do much with it.
You were. It was one of the very first things you ever painted. So.
Yeah.
But I think he did a good job. And so tonight he's going to be keeping it simple. The overall paint job probably will only have a few colors and a little bit of wash. But tonight he is using Vallejo's Signal Red. It is an airbrush paint, but he's going to be brushing it. We did get an airbrush this week, and we will be experimenting with that.
But not with this.
Not on this particular miniature. We're
probably
going to start off by painting the tanks we did in our last craft video, and then moving on to using it with the rampart pieces.
Did it come with its paint?
No.
Did you get some?
No, actually, you're right. It did come with 3 bottles of paint. And we might do a review on the airbrush after we've used it a bit, but we're going to practice painting the tanks and then moving on to the rampart terrain pieces we got, I believe it was last week. Just to speed that up, because we're kind of itching to get to use those pieces in our gaming. And of course I have to finish up the last little bit of Dungeons and Lasers that have been sitting on my table for a couple of months now. So let's jump right into it. Little guy's gonna, like I said, 2 brushes. Just in case, this one's a little finer point.
I meant.
Just in case you need to tilt the palette.
I don't think I do.
A lot of you may remember our tips on using the Pringles lids as palettes. They're reusable, they're cheap, and they you know, sometimes you need a small area for your palette, and so I would recommend starting with that brush.
So I'm not going to be doing much, as I was in the middle of saying, due to the fact that I'm going to add the wash, which I'm not going to add much during the video, but
this, seeing as how this is a very small dragon, it probably will be quicker videos, but we'll still probably do the same 3 videos.
But maybe, well,
let's see.
Actually, I think we're probably going to do not much of this video, not much in the other video, because, well, I could still do a lot, but
the wings are going to be a little tricky.
Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, do we really need to do a entire video on just adding the washes?
We'll see how it looks and how long we can, you know.
Because when I do the washes, I'm going to, I can't talk at all.
Yes, they require full concentration on the little guy's part. And we've got some ideas about a wash video, because we've learned some things that most people don't actually talk about when using washes, but we'll also go into that later.
Yeah. I mean, in most paint videos, after only a few minutes, I have no idea what to say.
Well, that's what you got me for, buddy.
Yes.
And these wings, I don't know if you can see, they actually have a stitched together look.
Which I don't like at all.
Yeah, we both, you know, I wish I could actually just milliput them over. Something we might want to think about and disguise the overall look of the wings, because this dragon has a very high-tech look to him, which is...
I mean, the legs, not really, and the way the wings especially not.
But that's what drew us to this dragon, is that it really does have some high-tech elements and textures to it that you know, you don't always see. There's another Clockwork Dragon from Reaper, and it's a lot bigger, but it's very steampunk looking. And
which isn't the biggest issue. I mean, that's kind of what this is meant to be.
Right, but they kind of went the opposite direction.
It reminds me of the Iron Golems.
Yeah, they tend to look more high-tech than fantasy, and you know, while we were hoping that Archon was going to give us a really high-tech mechanical dragon, they gave us some other dragons which are just as nice. So maybe we'll break out the Raw Parthomech dragon this year. for one of our Dragons of the Month when we've, knocked out all the other ones on our shelves.
Yeah. I still don't... Actually, I think we're going to do... I don't know, next month we don't really have any ideas because we want to keep it being an actual dragon for as long as we can.
We do have the Wizkids Storm Giant, the Cthulhu Star Spawn, the Kraken, and a couple other really large miniatures that aren't dragons that we might sneak in every once in a while. But we're, like you said, we're going to try to, keep it a dragon a month, and maybe if
at least until we're done with all the Archon dragons.
yeah, those are our favorites.
Once we finish all the Archon dragons. And maybe all the Wizkids Gargantuan. Oh, someone's getting where it's not meant to be.
No, you just missed a spot.
No, someone's getting on the metal.
You want to use a mistake brush?
Is that the mistake brush?
It is now.
Okay. Hold this.
Okay, dokie.
I forgot how you're supposed to use a mistake brush.
Yeah, you just add a little bit of water to the paint that you don't like, and use the brush as a sponge to soak up the mistakes that you've made after you've watered them down enough until they disappear.
How do I remove the water?
You put the brush on the paper towel and bring it back,
and then sponge.
And then slurp it up, and then keep repeating those steps until you.
Okay, it's gone.
Take your regular brush back, and this technique will save you a lot of time. And the last thing you want to do is have to paint over a mistake. If you could just quickly apply a mistake brush, some water, and sponge it off, it will save you a lot of time. And we're dealing with miniatures here, and
miniatures have mini in their name,
right?
Which means they're small. Which means
the extra layer of paint can actually become noticeable if you're not careful when you've added the color to fix it. So instead of trying to do that, it's just better to have a mistake brush right there at the ready to remove that mistake and then go back to what you were doing. I found this to be a lifesaver. Since I do a lot of the smaller pieces in our collection, I really wouldn't be able to get very far with
Though I have been trying to get into smaller pieces.
Yes, he's actually...
I've been working on something for the next Shadows of Brimstone review we're doing.
You got another mistake?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But it's really the same thing, just like dripping and stuff.
Right.
Or the...
I had to use this technique working on one of the Starside miniatures just last night, I think it was.
Wait, you were painting a Starside miniature?
Yeah, the Commissar, the Lady Commissar miniature that I put together.
Which, by the way, according to him, was very difficult.
Yeah,
I looked at the instructions. It looked kind of...
The Archon miniatures, while they're absolutely stunning, they do take a lot of work. I spent one night just assembling the Commissar, and I still wasn't finished by the end of the night. With the clipping and the sanding and the filing and the gluing. But I'm really impressed with the Starsight pieces we got with the Rampart stretch goal. Whoop, I saw that. You got it right on his face. Trading. Get that water. Right there on his nose. And that's something you don't want. More water. Because we did use this Krylon, I think it's Krylon? Rust-Oleum. Because we use this spray paint, it gives you a nice finish so that it doesn't want to actually slurp up the paint when you make a mistake like this. I think you need some more water.
Wait, can you see it?
Let me take a look.
Can you still see the mistake? Oh, so I think I saw the eyes.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, they're really tiny, aren't they?
I actually thought the eyes were underneath this, that they were something. I thought, well, that's probably the nose. But I thought that they were something there. Hey, why did you wipe it off?
You were getting a little paint up in the ferrule.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I got these new white brushes, white tip brushes.
Should I add it here? I mean, I'm planning on it, but I mean, should I add it now?
Might as well.
Or should I? Okay.
Or do you want to wait until you have glasses?
No, that's not when I was.
Oh, that's going to look sharp. Yeah, I like these little, these new brushes I got from Hobby Lobby. They're a cheaper brush, but they have white bristles, which really makes it easy to notice when your paint is getting up into the danger zone in the ferrule. And I really, I'm trying to not let that happen. That's how your brushes get ruined. Now they start to flower or split apart. at the tip and become less pointy. So I'm trying to teach him and myself to really
No, I feel like it's like when I'm just painting something flat like this, I don't have any real risk of that happening. But if, like, for example, when I was trying to get into the horns there, that's when it's hard because I need to go in, but it
Right.
gets stained by the paint that's already there.
Yeah. It usually happens from just dipping your paint too deeply into a pile or, pot of paint or something like that. Using these Pringle lids as palettes and just putting a drop or two at a time really has mitigated that from happening with us. But, I still need to go to...
So I need do I need a mistake brush? I could just, I think it's kind of a lot, so I might be able to...
Spread it out or slurp it up.
Yeah, but not enough, it'll still stain.
Yeah, I still need to
Yeah. I just...
replace my brushes, once every couple of weeks, get new brushes and...
Not always.
No, but, and a lot of times I'll buy a pack of brushes and, keep only use the 10-0, maybe the 5-0, and then toss the other ones aside until I need something bigger. But for the most part, we tend to both use just 10-0s. I know there's a lot of people out there that can use any brush and get that point.
And of course I immediately get it back exactly where it was.
Need the mistake brush again?
Yes. I'm not even going to do the tail. Because for some reason, I think I know what happened. When I added the mistake brush, it watered up the entire thing.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah.
And if any mistakes are missed and they dry up, we do have a Vallejo and a Army Painter really shiny silver we can use to try to touch it up.
And it's okay. It just has a different type of shine.
Yeah, and maybe we can use it as a sort of a shade in the shadows or something like that. But for the most part, we're really trying to keep this original shine from the Rust-Oleum.
Also, if you noticed, I'm only touching it by the base and the wings.
Because the base is going to be a completely different color, right?
Yes, I actually don't know why it's like stone. I would have had it be a completely different.
Yeah, it would have been nice to make it like a starship floor or something like that, or just something.
But it's the same with the iron golems, which I will never understand.
Yeah, the Reaper iron golems he's talking about,
and also the Wizkids. I both had them.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Those are Wizkids, and the big one.
The Wizkids actually is what I was thinking of, but talking about the other ones. The Wizkids iron golems really look like something out of a Battlestar Galactica episode or something like that. They're just so high tech looking that they don't
Other than
really,
they have a sword,
right.
But if you just paint it as an energy sword,
they just don't look medieval or fantasy oriented. They really look sci-fi, like a sci-fi villain or enemy or something. I think you
yeah.
You want to fix that, or are you gonna just do the whole tail red?
Are
you gonna alternate? That would be kind of cool.
That's what I was planning on doing, alternating.
Okay. That way you can keep as much silver in there. That's that's what we're trying to go for, is keeping as much silver, but sprucing it up a little so that it's not just...
Actually, I do want a more silver than red.
Yes, exactly. You're kind of getting your inspiration from the Iron Man Mark IV suit?
No, it's not the Mark IV, it's the Mark V.
Oh, okay.
No, well, maybe, but that wasn't intentional.
Oh, okay. When he was younger, the Iron Man movies was absolutely...
Well, in reality, it's just that I just liked red and silver, probably because of it, but it might just be that it wasn't the best movie, but...
yeah, that's true. The first one was the best.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if it was because of that or if I already did. But ever since, that was the first known, or my last.
That was the first time you were exposed to the red and silver color scheme?
Maybe before.
I can't think of a case, though.
I mean, my favorite color used to be brown, so.
That was a long time ago, little man.
Yes, it was. A very long time ago.
As you can tell, red's been his go-to for the better part of 5 years, at least.
5 years?
More?
Yeah,
7?
Maybe 8.
Yeah, I think you were only about 4 or 5 when brown was your favorite color.
Oh, 4 or 5.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them why?
I have no idea why.
Really? It was the Lego Bionicle character with the rock soccer ball. That was your favorite toy.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that was way back. That's
I have no recollection of any of that. All I know is ever since I was the only memory is that people.
There's a place you might want to fix from a mistake before 2 of them.
Yeah. I'll get.
Well, before it dries.
Yeah. I just wanted to finish it and then I forgot about it.
Yeah, we gotta. That's the secret to this trick is if you forget and try to go back, it will be too late.
Well, it actually was a lot easier this time.
Yeah, maybe it's this paint is.
Maybe it's because it was airbrush paint and.
On to the next one.
Because it was watery or something. I'm also obviously going to do a second coat.
Yeah.
Because it does look a bit pinkish.
Yes.
But it's definitely better than the previous metallic red.
Yeah, we've had some trouble with the metallic colors.
Just getting good reds in general.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I think the purples and the greens that we use from the craft section are actually okay, but we've consistently had trouble with metallic reds and neon reds, as well as anything that says it's glow in the dark red, but
just special colored reds in general. The craft red.
What's going on here?
What?
Right there.
Oh, that I can technically remove it, but it isn't. I didn't want it there. I didn't intentionally put paint there.
Okay.
I guess I'll remove it just so that.
Just trying to help you out, bud.
I'll just put water here. I mean, I was already planning on having the paint there anyways.
Gonna have a little bit of a candy cane look to it. Let's get you a little bit more paint on the palette too.
Yes.
That stuff's starting to dry up. That's one thing about where we live. It's very dry here, and paints tend to thicken up or just gooify, if you will, just turn real sticky. We are working on getting a nice wet palette, whether we're going to use Uncle Adam's homemade version or whether we splurge.
Weren't you testing it?
Yes, and I didn't really like how it worked, but maybe I was using it wrong or just not using it enough.
Maybe, it seemed, the last time I heard you talking about it, it seemed like it was working a decent amount, or somewhat working.
But I may, like I said, just splurge and actually go and buy. They're not that expensive. I just don't know which brand I want to go with.
Yeah, we usually don't get from any of them really expensive.
Yeah, it's you shouldn't have to pay more than $20 for something like that. It's just a container with some paper and a nice sealable lid. But we do try to keep when we're doing things like this, filming while he's painting. We kind of want to keep as little on the table as possible. But maybe for when we're, working off camera, a nice wet palette might be helpful, especially with spring and summer coming to us in the near future, just a couple weeks away for us anyways. I know the rest of the country has got, they still have snow.
Wait, it's almost summer for us?
Well,
we still have an entire month wow. We have an entire season before summer.
Right, but it gets hot here, even in the springtime. By hot I mean 80 degrees.
It's a desert, so in reality it's just oftentimes extreme temperatures.
Yeah.
It's either very hot or very cold, depending on the season and the time of day.
Yes.
It's always cold in the night.
Like
But it's
when we first started for example, when we painted the Dungeons and Lasers pieces with the rattle can outside, they were dry literally in less than a minute. Right now, if we try to take the rattle can into the garage, it takes an hour for them to dry. So we have pretty extreme temperatures and weather patterns here.
An issue is I'm not exactly 100% sure where some of the mistakes are, because I know I made a few mistakes.
Well, we can go over that and hopefully, fix that.
Because it's kind of difficult to fix a mistake if you can't see it,
Yes.
or if you've forgotten where it is.
That's why I usually drop everything and go right to the mistake brush.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't exist.
Well, move on
If it does.
to the next stripe.
Oh, I'm done.
You know where it is?
Yeah, it's very small, and I might end up messing something up.
Just be very careful and, don't rush it. That's one thing you guys got to remember is never rush. Unless you're getting paid to meet a deadline. This is a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be relaxing and enjoyable. The last thing you need is your hobby giving you stress.
Okay.
Are you going to do the neck the same way?
Maybe. I might also do like a stripe down the middle of it though. Like down the top part of it, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I wouldn't do that.
Really?
No,
Like the candy cane look?
Yeah, I actually do like it, even though I give you a hard time about it. That's what my brain first saw, just getting out of Christmas and all. I just like, hey.
Yeah, I can't unsee it.
Yeah, sorry, but it actually looks kind of cool that way. It looks really cool that way. I don't mean kind of, but at first I'm like, okay, and now that I see it in action, so to speak, it's actually looking pretty cool. I really wish this dragon was, the size of the gargantuan white dragon we just finished.
Yeah, but I almost kind of am glad it doesn't.
Yeah, it would be
Almost.
a lot more work.
Not really,
And
just
it's
not really
still
work.
big enough to give your average adventuring party a run for their money.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Godzilla sized every time. Just because we want that, I imagine sculpting something like this was quite a challenge. With a organic dragon, you can make some tiny mistakes and no one will see. But with this, if you make even the slightest mistake, it's gonna stand out like a sore thumb. Not the painting. I mean the
No,
sculpt-
not the one. I was referencing how I was referencing something else.
in your brain.
Yes.
Because I didn't hear it.
Oh, I know that. I was thinking. Did I say what I meant? I was thinking of something else. I'm not sure why I said referencing because I didn't say anything.
Right. The audience can't read your mind.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Is it going to come down to where you want it? Are you going to end up with the piece red that you want? And
I'm probably not going to paint that. Actually, no. The issue was that I made a mistake, and when I added the water, it got up to a point I didn't want it to. And also, I'm going to clean this off because
Yeah.
it's getting up to the top.
yeah, it's always good to clean your brushes every once in a while so that they can go back to absorbing the paint.
Just good.
You really can't see. Does it look good to you?
There's still a tiny amount of stained red, but
Oh, well, don't worry about that. As long as you can still see, the upper edge.
as long as you can see it as white
Yeah, basically.
or whatever color it was before.
Yeah,
But
they
white is-
were pretty much white brushes, and I really...
And they aren't. It's not pure white anymore.
No, I've used it a dozen times since I got it last week. I tend to use the same brush over and over again until I wear it out, and then it becomes a dry brush. Although I've had a couple of those end up completely, useless from overusing them.
Yeah. I haven't had that, but I've seen some damage on a few brushes.
Yeah, I have a couple that are still soaking, praying that they will come back to life, and when I know deep down in my heart that they're done.
So why do you even have them?
You never know.
Dry brushing?
Yeah, pretty much dry brushing. You can never have too many, you know, old junky brushes that you know, it's not just dry brushing. Sometimes it's applying different glues like PVA glue or you know, scraping putty once you put the putty into the crack to sort of scrape it off, make sure you got it all off the edges, things like that. Sometimes I even take the paintbrush and, you know, just use the handle for a new tool. I've done that with, you know, taking off the bristles and, you know, pin vicing a hole to put a needle in there or a piece of wire. Like we were talking about with the piece of wire we were using to poke holes back through the paint nozzle so that we can, you know.
Yeah. Also, what should I do next?
That's up to you, buddy. You could...
How long is this video?
It's about 26 minutes.
Okay.
It's up to you. If you want to call it a night, you just let me know.
I'll get this paint off the brush first.
And I think I saw a spot of paint on the wing.
The wing?
I think.
That should be easy to see. Yep.
It's not. It will, you know, I'm pretty sure you're going to give the whole wing a base color, and if it's already set in, don't worry about it.
I think it has. Yeah. But whenever, I'm probably going to paint over it some color anyways.
Right, that's what I figured too. You don't want to leave it gray.
Yeah, I'm probably actually going to paint over it white so I can get the brightest possible color. So did you spray this white first?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
The Wizkids miniatures don't need a primer. They prime them in the
True, but I mean
factory.
so that the color is...
No, I didn't. I just sprayed it right on, and it turned out, you know, shiny enough for my liking.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it might be a tiny bit shiny. What was that sound?
I don't know.
It was very loud. Not incredibly loud, but
Like that?
not as loud. But yeah, I think this is... Well, let me just get the paint off of this.
And maybe re-hit that tip of the horn.
This one?
There's one of them that's...
Which side is it on? Is it on the left side or the right side?
Let me turn it to... It was this one.
Still there?
Yeah, I can actually still see it at the very, very tip.
Because I can't.
Maybe it's just the light. Okay, that looks better.
Okay, I think that's good for today. I mean, I didn't do much on the actual body, but I'll probably be doing most of that off camera.
Are you going to be doing it a different color?
No.
That's all gonna... Okay, let me take a look real quick. Yeah, there's a lot of hard choices to make where you're going to put the red. That one plate right there might be nice, as you can see right here.
Yeah, because I don't want it to be just an alternating pattern. I do want there to be more silver than red.
Maybe...
And really the tail is the only thing that I want an alternating pattern on.
Oh, okay.
And maybe there.
The chest scales.
Yeah.
Okay. Show off your work, and let's say goodnight to everybody. I'll hold it up so they can get a really good look, just by the face. And maybe bring it closer to the camera.
Also, I got some... I don't understand how I did that.
Bring it up close to the camera and then give it a little turn. Nice little glamour shot there. I think you picked a great color. It looks good.
Yeah.
It's going to look really good when we're done.
Yeah.
And we will show it off at the end of the month. So that's it for us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed, had a little fun with us. We will have another video Tuesday and then a craft video Thursday, and we'll be back with the dragon next Sunday. And
Yes.
for everybody out there, I hope you guys have a nice Valentine's Day and a nice week, and we will see you soon.
Yes, now that has been the video So, as he said, yeah, everything he just said. So, yeah. Goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.